Hey guys, what's up? It's Melody, and today I want to talk about clutter hotspots. Before I get into the video, I'm going to be traveling very soon, so I'll be in Mexico and I'll also be in California. If you haven't added me on Instagram, you definitely want to follow me there. And today we're going to be talking about clutter hotspots, which this is a huge topic. And the first one is all of the paper coming through the door. Is it just me, or does paper get out of control instantaneously? You just blink, there's an inch of paper in the house. Now, I lived in Norway for a little while, and there was a law there. You couldn't just send paper. It was against the law to just send paper to people's house to advertise. There's no such law here. For me, the system is to just donate it all immediately, but in the rare occasion that I have to save something, I keep it in this handy dandy clear and wood container, and I have labels and stuff like that I'm going to scan later with my brick scanner. So I have a color brick scanner that's super slim, very easy to use, and I just keep it in this container, take it out, and then just tackle it every once in a while. My point of pride in life is that my paper clutter is about this small. So staying on top of your paper clutter is really important and one of the biggest clutter hotspots. Another thing is, as soon as you come into the door, it's important to have a place to put up your coat, put up your bag, if you have an umbrella, anything that you might have, to have everything a designated spot as soon as possible. You come in the door, you take everything off, and it goes into the right places. And on top of it, there are hooks by the door and stuff like that to make everything very obvious. Obvious and simple organization is basically like crystal clear communication. You can't go wrong. Basically can't go wrong. If you make it extra beautiful, it's like having tactful communication too. So the next thing is to have everything labeled. This is not a clutter hotspot, but this is how to avoid any clutter hotspots. It's everything has a place, and two, everything's labeled. I label everything in my place, and I never regret it. You only have to do it once. If you do something right first time, you don't have to ever do it again if you don't want to. So obvious organization and doing it right will make sure that you only have to do it once, and that will save you so much time. So I labeled everything in the place, and you really can't go overboard with labeling, because when you do the laundry, for instance, and then all your sports bras are dirty, everything's dirty, well, what's going to happen is everything's going to be empty, and then you come back, and then where are you going to put everything? It's kind of like, if you have everything labeled, it takes all that out of the way, and everything just magically ends up where it's supposed to go. My brother label maker is the best purchase I ever made. If you take the time to label everything in your home, you're basically going to eliminate clutter once and for all, just for that simple fact. When I walk into the kitchen, if I cook, I immediately put away the dishes. I immediately clean the kitchen, because if the kitchen gets out of hand, everything goes downhill. Kitchen and laundry for me is crucial to stay on top of. So a clutter hotspot is definitely the kitchen, and it's not just dishes and things like that, but it's also when you come into the door and you have all your mail in your hand, you have your bags in your hand. It's really essential if you have hooks by the door, or you have a coat closet, and everything has its place. Another thing that's really helped me to reduce clutter is basically to go digital as much as possible. My shopping list, everything possible. Basically, everything that can be digitized is digitized, including paper, because it will make your life so much easier. The next thing is to keep all of your magazines, books, and stuff in one area. So I have a shelf with all of my books that aren't digitized, and then I also have a stack of magazines and just, travel books and stuff like that. And that makes everything really easy and convenient. Just to have everything in one area will eliminate the majority of your clutter. Another thing I've noticed that can really get out of control is when you get something in the mail, and then it has all the cords and it has all of the screws and everything like that. If there is a duplicate of that cord, I immediately send it on its way. All the warranties I toss, all of the extra cords I toss. I never ever keep that extra. It's just better to toss everything once and for all, including for screws. So for instance, screws and little bits and bobs that come in, to mount the TV and stuff like that, immediately throw it away. Once you go to Lowe's and Home Depot and realize how easy it is to pick up any screw, anything that you misplaced while you're putting something up, you can easily buy again. There's no reason to keep any extra screws or anything like that. I just toss it. As a point of rule, I just toss it. Don't even think twice about it, because those things, there's nothing that will kill your spirit more than going through the bottom of a box, which I just did this, a bottom of a box, and there's screws and old makeup. It's just like, toss it all. Toss it all and don't think twice. You know what you like and you know how to forget anything that you might accidentally toss, which you're never going to think twice about it, trust me. I've scanned a lot of extra things, put it online, and I never once ever look at it twice. Never once. So once you get rid of it, you're never going to think about it again. The next thing that really helps to manage the clutter hotspots is basically to set a limit on how many bags, how many shoes do you need when you're decluttering, to start off with what you need and put everything that you need back, and then leave out the rest. Whatever you don't like, just get rid of all the rest of it. But that's the ideal way, or else it will take forever. If you just look at a drawer and don't dump everything out, it's going to take forever. Trust me, you're going to have to dump everything out and only put back the things that you absolutely need. And when you set limits on things, it will help from things going out of control, whether it's plants. If I have too many plants, I'm making multiple trips outside just to water all my plants. And so I always make my rule one cap, basically a watering can. And I can get a bigger watering can, but the point is that whatever size watering can I have, that's one trip, and that's it. I'm out. And for me, I think that's something like 7 plants out there, and then that's it. So setting caps like that just make a lot of sense is going to make your life so much easier. Not overdoing anything and not being afraid to hire people and to get things already made, because I love making things from scratch. But honestly, if you make everything from scratch, you're going to need so many individual ingredients, so many components, that I've just come to the point I'll gladly just get a regular bar of soap, very simple, and I don't have to worry about anything extra. I like making things, but I'm at a point in my time where I want to travel, I want to work on photography, and I don't want to be spread thin with a bunch of other hobbies. So hobby equipment is one thing that can easily get out of control very fast. So setting caps, I can't go down Home Depot and I can't go down to the blanket aisles, because that is a point of weakness. So with these just few tips, you're going to be able to wipe down your counter super easy. Everything's going to be easy. I forgot to mention, but cleaners is another thing. Cleaners and for some reason condiments easily grow out of control in almost every household. But keeping your cleaners, setting a cap on your cleaners and your condiments, that's one thing you're never going to miss, because although it's not soul crushing like screws at the bottom of a drawer or paper that just accumulated. How does paper accumulate? Everything needs to be digital. I'm at that place. Embrace technology, because this is just too much. I don't understand where all the paper comes from. Somehow I turn my back for 1 second and there's already an inch accumulated. That's where everything starts to change, is if you can just problem solve. Boom. Notice where the clutter is coming in. Fix it. It's like a leak and now it's gone. I hope you guys like this video. If you did, give it a like. Definitely follow me on Instagram. I'll see you guys next week.